Oh, there you go.
Oh, okay.
Okay, I don't know. It was like muted for me.
Oh, all right. You good to go?
Yeah, it should be good.
All right. Here we go. 3, 2, 1, go.
Okay. Do you want to explain the intro and stuff, or
Yeah.
during the intro?
All right. Hello, everyone. This is New Super Luigi U for the Nintendo Wii U. If you're familiar with the game New Super Mario Bros. U, this game is the DLC for Mario Bros. U. The game isn't really that much different from Mario U. The only notable differences are, of course, there's no Mario in this game. This is actually the first Mario game where Mario isn't actually in the game at all. The levels are different as well, as well as the physics are much different. You're playing as Luigi. Every single character in this game has Luigi physics, which means that you're gonna jump higher. You have floaty jumps, and you're also gonna slip around a lot. Other things is that you have 100 seconds to beat every single level, and because the levels are going to be that short, there are no checkpoints, so this is actually a really punishing speedrun. We'll see what happens. The category I'm running is all castles, which is the warpless category of the run, so you're going to be seeing most of the game, but you'll not be seeing every single level. So this should be a really good speedrun. Now, throughout the run, I will not be talking much because this is a really hard game and I want to focus. So I'm gonna have the commentator commentate while I'm going through the levels. So would you like to introduce yourself?
I'm SpeedrunCTW or SpeedrunCTW. I also speedrun this game. I usually do some of the Nabbit categories, which I guess you'll see in a second. And he's only in some of the levels here because usually it's faster to do it with Luigi. And like in this first level, and pretty much most of the levels with Luigi, you only do it because of the power-up you're about to get right now, which is the Acorn power-up. And the Acorn power-up is new to New Super Mario Bros. U. It's like basically a hover kind of thing. You can jump and you hold B and you can glide for a little bit. If you jump at like the beginning of the stage, for example, especially with Mario, if you glide after that, you can gain max momentum really quicker than just running. And there's a few things like that with the power-up. And if you press ZR, you can jump again with the Acorn power-up, and it's like a little mini jump. And that was the first level. Second level, you get this star power-up that's a secret. And cool, but the problem which is fine, I guess, in speedruns, but because it's only one stage that has a star power-up like this, pretty much. And the only problem is that it's slower to jump and hover than running with the star power-up. So World 1-2, you can use the star power-up and get another one from a coin block, because that's like a feature in Super Mario Bros. U, and you can run faster in the game, and it kind of goes pretty fast, I guess. And you can use Luigi during that too, because you can kill all the piranhas and enemies in the level.
So coming up is the first level where you use the new character introduced to this game, Nabbit. You want to talk about him?
Nabbit is basically an invincible Mario, or I guess Luigi. And he's like star power up, but forever. Like kind of like a mushroom Luigi, but with star power up forever. And you can play throughout the entire level like invincible, and all you have to do is hold ZL as you enter a stage. And once you enter the stage, you can just play as him. And you use him for levels that have a lot of enemies and no star power-up. 1-2 obviously is the exception because there was a star power-up, which you could grab. And also in towers, there's Boom Boom, and in castles, there's Koopalings. But for towers, it's always Boom Boom. And usually there's just variations of him. And they're super easy to kill because all you have to do is just jump on his head like 3 times, and it's super easy to cycle.
Yeah, to get the most optimal boss fights you can't always get the most optimal boss fights, so getting perfect fights is kind of hard to do. I just got a really good
Oh,
fight,
you're gonna
though.
grab the acorn?
Yes.
Okay.
Technically, it's faster to skip these acorns, but in a category like this, it's not recommended.
Also, what he did there is he didn't. He grabbed the acorn, but before he could land on the spot, he hit up, so he can go back to his original spot, and that saves a few frames because you go back up there instead of waiting down there after getting the power up. And then here's another Nabbit stage. It's just a little normal stage. And it has, I guess, enemies, which is why you use Nabbit. It doesn't really matter that much, but
Oh.
you can just run through it.
This is also the first level where it introduces Yoshi, but we're not going to see Yoshi at all.
Yeah, usually getting Yoshi is probably slower because of, you have to wait for it to hatch out of an egg.
Also, you're seeing me turn backwards right before I get the flagpole, and that saves a few frames, so that way you don't watch the character turn around.
And then here's like our first split path, and he chooses to do Acorn Plains 4. The split path is because there are two different paths that you could take that lead to the same castle, but one is obviously faster, just by it has to be. And if you choose this stage like you did with Nabbit, you can skip through the piranha plants, and the platforming is pretty small because the piranha plants are usually what's supposed to make it such a long level. But since you have Nabbit, you can just run through it, and so it makes the level a bit quicker and easier.
Alright,
and here comes the first castle.
The first castle.
I don't know the name of the Koopaling. It's like Lemmy, maybe.
Lemmy Koopa.
Okay, it's Lemmy. I can't remember all 8 Koopalings though. But they have it in the name of the stage. And here's a pretty cool level actually, because a lot of the timing kind of works out when you jump and hover with Luigi. And we're also not grabbing any star coins because this is not 100%, and in star coins they don't really unlock anything for quick use in all castles. Also, when he enters the door, the closer you are to the middle, the better it is if you can get there, because you might not be able to get there because it might be slower to like walk into the middle of the door than to actually just enter it. But if you enter in the middle of the door, you won't have to move to go into the short cutscene of entering the door. And if you just go straight into it, it saves a few frames from them entering at the edge and then walking in. But that won't be the case in 2-Tower, I believe, because you have to wait for a cycle. Or I think that's the stage. And then here's a generic boss fight. A lot of the Koopaling boss fights are very generic, because you could just skip the whole cycle by just jumping on there.
Alright, so that was a pretty good World 1 with a few minor mistakes, but I think that was pretty good.
And then here we are going into World 2.
So World 2 is where most good all castles runs start to end, and you'll see why after a few levels from now. As for control schemes, it is faster to use the gamepad because of save menus and text boxes. So I'm using the gamepad right now to tap on the no option for the save menus.
Because normally you would have to select it with a controller and then hit the no button. So that's like 52 frames, I guess. Alright, so spike balls are not fun. And this level is not easy with Nabbit because the jumping is... Oh.
That's fine. Messing that up gives me a better cycle here at the end, but I still lost a couple seconds. That's fine.
It's fine, because as long as you don't lose the power-up, because the power-up is basically this game. Because Acorn power-up is so vital to the run. Because it's in pretty much every Luigi stage. So, it's pretty important to keep. Which is why you grab acorns throughout the run, and not like any other power-up. Also, here's the real Nabbit, stealing from the Toad House. But you're not actually going to him, because it's not 100%. But in 100%, you would go fight him and you get a Super P acorn, which is useful for like levels that you would run like fly forever for, but you don't really need him right now. He's not that important for the run, and he's all the way back there, and I don't want to chase him.
Yeah. So sorry to we're not gonna rescue your items.
Oh, the pipes. Pipes are like for moving around the world, if anyone is wondering. Those aren't like actual war pipes. They're just like little cannons.
Plus the animation for pipes are really slow.
Okay, and this level's a Nabbit one again because the piranhas, it's much easier to jump through this than do the other stage. And with Nabbit, you can go through the piranhas, and it'll save some time, I guess, from choosing the other one.
I don't recommend playing this level in the Luigi only category of all castles because it's really hard.
Yeah, that's even harder with like 100% Luigi only too.
Yeah.
Okay, second boom boom.
This one can be really tricky as well.
Yeah, you can die a lot from getting crushed. There's a lot of chances to die from here, just from getting crushed, because basically you stand on those little screws, and if you do the spin jump move and you press it while you're on the thing, it spins the screw and it moves the blocks out, and if you screw too much, then the blocks become the blocks become too close together and they crush you. And at the very end, which is what he's doing like right now, he has to do this insane maneuver and get up to here, and then this is what I was talking about, where entering the door like at the edge is easier than waiting for it, because the moving the platform to the middle would have taken longer than just entering the door that. But here's Kamek again, matching Boom Boom.
Yeah, this is where Kamek starts powering up Boom Boom, so that Boom Boom does a little bit of different things.
Sadly, it doesn't change the easy re-stomp on the head.
Getting the first hit can be a little tricky because he jumps right at the start, so you have to time it right. Yeah.
That's usually the problem with anything. If there's any way you can get hit by a boss, it's usually before you can hit him the first time, because after that, except for like Ludwig, I guess, if you let him get back up. But if there's like, if any of these people, yeah.
So this is the first instance of RNG. This is where most good runs come to die. You can lose a lot of time here. But we'll see.
You can run into the enemies basically, and you also have to grab the acorn power if you want to.
Yeah, there's also an acorn here which I'll try to get, but like I said, it's luck based. There's no real good way to manipulate this. Okay, I got the acorn. Now I just need to get past this part.
Okay.
Oh boy. Alright, we're through. Alright.
Oh man, that was kind of close. Oh, that was lucky. It's you when you went to the right.
Alright, we're on a good run now.
Okay, layer cake 4, another Nabbit level. A cool thing you can do with these pillars is that if you ground pound them, like to get that star coin, if you ground pound it, it'll actually go down, which is kind of cool. Except for the big ones, but the little ones you can ground pound and they'll just go down, and you can like get stuff that's from there. Not so tight of a jump. It may that jump where the thing is closing in. It's not that tight of a jump actually, but it kind of looks tight.
I'm actually gonna do this level twice to get the secret exit. It does not. It may not look. It may seem weird, but it'll make sense later.
It is. Yeah, it's useful later.
In the all castles route of New Super Mario Bros. U, you actually have the secret exit of 1-2 instead, because well, it's faster in that game. And once again, we'll talk about that later after World 3.
And then he's just getting a secret exit now. And if you're wondering if the level he's doing is a secret exit, you can tell by the red flag, because that indicates he's found a secret exit.
Also, some levels have you can get the same in-game time with both Luigi or Nabbit, but in those cases you want to use Nabbit because Nabbit actually has a faster flag pull animation than Luigi by like 2 frames.
And then here is some momentum with the floor, because these things move to the right. The optimal way to do this obviously is don't land on the platforms that go to the left, and try to get as fast as you can off of the platforms as well. The big slopes, those might not be so optimal to go on the back because you have to climb up the whole slope. Alright. Alright, that was good. There's a few Starcoin locations that we're just not going to say, but there's a lot of stuff to commentate on 100% because there's a lot of places that you have to explain.
Also, you notice I got a 66, and when you add a level with double digits, you get fireworks, but Nabbit does not get fireworks, so those are other situations to use Nabbit.
And then obviously fireworks, they are bad, and then they lead to power-ups at the end that Toad gives you, and that just takes even more time. It's a really big time loss to have
it's a
fireworks.
15-second loss right there.
It's much better to just wait it out than to, even if you're going like really fast and you think you can make it, if you're like not so sure, then it's much safer to hold it out. But I guess in a marathon run, if it's a 77, wouldn't really matter that much since the 77 timer is an acorn. So if you get two sevens at the end, then the Toad gives you an acorn power up, and you could use that for the run for safety.
Yeah, at some point in the run, I'll think about it. I'll think about getting a 77 on purpose to get a safety acorn, but we'll see what happens.
Because right now it's going pretty good, actually.
I'm gonna take it. I'm gonna take this first hit safe because what can happen is you can get hit by Morton and hit him on the same frame, and it's really frustrating.
And then Morton's pattern is going to the opposite direction.
It's actually faster damage boosts through the giant pokey to hit him, but it's, in my opinion, I'd rather use my acorn for other purposes.
Especially since we don't want to use that many.
Alright, so coming up is a multiple, like a split path here. You can either do world 4 or world 3, and then they'll both take you to world 5, which would be like true warpless, but all castles we have to do all 8 of these worlds. So I'm actually gonna do world 4 first, because it'll save a little bit of time in world 3 later. Alright, this level can be painful.
Especially Luigi. Hopefully we don't get screwed over at the end, especially. But right now we're looking good, so we have 2 backup acorns.
I was supposed to... Oh, man. Oh, okay, that was close. Alright.
Whoa!
I was supposed to jump on that bruiser, but that didn't work.
You moved a little bit too far to the right.
Yeah. What I,
Still a good time.
The movement that I did was to manipulate him so I can ensure that I land on him, but I guess I didn't do it properly.
Still a fine stage though.
Yeah.
Pretty much just not losing the acorn is just all that you want. So it's good that you didn't lose it. Especially over there, because there's a lot of things that can screw you over. Because like going slow on that level, you could probably get hit by a bruiser if you went like any slower, especially at the very end when there's like numbers and stuff. Here we're at Nabbit, another Nabbit stage. That's because the Cooligans, if you run into them, they will hurt you. And if you stomp, they're kind of cool actually, Cooligans. But if you jump on them, they lose their sunglasses and then they become slower. And if you jump on them again, they die. But it also, they kill each other if you jump on their sunglasses. So if you ever get hit by one, while you're going for the, if you're going through the circle that's coming up after the, a little bit after Boom Boom, you can just stomp on those, and well, depending on the minigame you get, but you can usually just stomp on them. And then
Another reason I used Nabbit in 4-2 is because the fastest time you get is a 77. Oh gosh.
And you can also run on spikes in the boom boom. And there's actually, I guess we haven't talked about it, but there's hidden Luigis in every stage. They don't do anything, and you can't really unlock anything if you find them all, because the game doesn't really track if you find them. But they're in some shortcuts, like in if you were to do any percent or 100%, I guess, in 5 tower, which we skip, but in 5 tower, the optimal way is to spin jump through a secret exit, which has the Luigi, to get to the tower door. And then this boom boom, it's ice, and you're jumping, and he's jumping, but still isn't going to change anything.
Yeah, the rest of the levels, there's going to be Nabbit, for the most part.
Also, hopefully you can get the acorn coming up, unless you have a free thing. But I guess the only time loss that you can have through the world tier is the Cooligan, and it's not that hard to avoid it, especially if you're not going for the acorn. But going for the acorn is a little difficult because it's right behind him, and he runs faster than you do. This stage is Nabbit because of that piranha plant there, and a few things coming out. Usually you just use it for, even if there's like one thing that you can get hit by, it's still best to not risk it and just do Nabbit. Because this stage is not that much different if you were to use Luigi, except for the first piranha plant.
Nice, I got a 78. That means I played the level perfectly. You can get a 78 with Luigi, but it's more precise because you have to do a bunch of precise duck jumps to avoid the piranha plants.
It's much more difficult with Luigi. But luckily we're doing normal mode. Okay, that's good. So that's what you have to do usually. You have to go in front of the acorn, and then just pick it up before you run into number 4. And then this stage, you actually can get another acorn if you ever lose it, if you were to choose Luigi, but it's kind of difficult to get one and then keep it, but
yeah, it's
so it's much safer to do Nabbit if you have an extra acorn. Okay. Also another 77, but like we said, there's no cutscene after this with fireworks for Nabbit.
Alright, so coming up to the first ghost house. This one in particular, well, ghost houses in this game are very linear compared to the ghost houses in other Mario games. This one in particular has some precise movement to get the right cycles.
And it's kind of weird. There's like a bunch of tricks in Ghost House. If you haven't played New Super Mario Brothers, tricks are like all around Ghost Houses, and it's always safer to do Nabbit and Luigi U, pretty much, because of the boos everywhere, and the boos, obviously, if you run into them, they'll hit you, and they're invincible, you can't kill them. So it's much safer to do Nabbit in most of the Ghost Houses.
Yeah, I took that safe because I didn't want to die.
That's good. Also, if you die as Nabbit, I'm pretty sure you still lose the power up as Luigi, though.
Yes, you do.
Yeah, so you don't want to die as Nabbit anyways. So if you do jump wrong or something like that with Nabbit, you want to make sure you can recover. Also, these Cooligans are easy to avoid. You just gotta go in between them. You don't wait for both to get to the edge. You just go in between them.
Yeah, you have to wait for that. Otherwise, if you just go straight forward, you run into them and have to initiate a battle with them.
All right, and this is Wendy's Castle. This is a thwomp jump, I guess, level, and you just really have to run through it pretty quickly. Of course, using Luigi isn't going to change much if you do. Oh, there's the hidden Luigi. That should be a challenge for chat to find all the hidden Luigis. So I guess you could just say if you see one, that'd be pretty cool. Alright.
Nice, frame perfect triple jump. That doesn't really save any time, but it's just cool to get.
Basically, as long as you don't run up the stairs, you shouldn't lose any time or frames or anything like that, because the stairs obviously would slow you down if you were to run up them. But jumping up them doesn't really lose that many frames. And then Wendy is a very easy fight. You just don't want to get hit by the icicles at the top because it might move your positioning so where you won't land on Wendy. So that's all you have to really be careful. And then Wendy moves to the opposite side. Wendy moves to the opposite side of the map every time you hit her. Kind of like Morton. And it's just like...
So I was demonstrating the fact that Neva can't die. He can still get hit by some objects, but other than that, he doesn't die.
Also, one thing to note about boss fights is that if you kill them before, or as long as you land before they fall out of the screen, you shouldn't be losing any time. But the cutscene waits until you land on the ground. But if the character dies or after you land on the ground, the cutscene will start as fast as possible anyways. Also, he went up to avoid the Cooligan because the Cooligan would have ran into him. It doesn't like avoid him after the world, if anyone's thinking that.
So I'm gonna get Baby Yoshi.
Or Baby Yoshi at this level.
Yeah, so now coming up is World 3. World 3 is interesting as far as routing is concerned. There are 2 or 3 different routes that you could go about with World 3 depending on your situation, and it comes down to how well you do 3-2.
So this one is an Abbott stage. You can just jump through this, I guess. And I guess there is a skip though here, and that is that the platforms that they say.
That sucks. Okay, yeah. I guess I didn't. I guess my jump input got dropped or something. I actually don't know how that happened, but oh well. I just lost 4 seconds.
But there is the skip that you just saw was that he jumped over the platform, and that's because above the screen, even though obviously you can't see it, the platform was not there, so you could have just jumped over it no matter what anyways. It didn't really matter. It just looked like you couldn't.
That level is easier with Luigi because you can fly over it.
It's pretty safe like that too, but
yeah.
I guess they're
using Nabbit for that level was a recent change into the route that I made. Oh gosh.
Oh man, this seems scary. So the reason why I grabbed the Baby Yoshi is because if you were to twirl like he is right now, that is much faster than swimming through the stage. So as long as he doesn't lose it, and I think he's good, as long as you don't lose it through that stage or like get hit by the urchin. Even if you get hit by the urchin though, you still have the acorn power because it only kills Yoshi, or loses Yoshi.
You can still get hit even when you're carrying Baby Yoshi.
Yeah, but it doesn't get rid of your power up though.
It actually does.
Yeah. I'm sorry. Yeah.
And so if I lost my acorn, then I would have to opt for a penguin suit later on. But since I kept it, I can use Baby Yoshi for 3-5.
This is really good. Also, this is one of the most necessary things to have Nabbit, is this level, because it is so much faster to use Nabbit and then just run into all of these skewers that just come at you from like every direction to just hit you like the entire time. So it's much faster to do Nabbit than to use Luigi. And then getting the boss fight early.
You have to wait for a bunch of cycles with Luigi.
And then another boom boom fight.
This one's the same as the World 4 fight.
There we go. And now just 3 hits and he's dead again.
That wasn't optimal, but oh well, it's fine. Alright, so coming up is the only ghost ship in the game. Once again, it's very linear, so there's not really too much to talk about.
Other than, of course, like ghosts would hit you again, so using Nabbit is optimal.
You can actually go in all 3 of these pipes, and I don't know if there's a difference in terms of time as to which pipe to enter.
I think it's probably more optimal to get the latest pipe, but I guess it doesn't really matter that much because it's corresponding to the pipes that you saw him come out of. Like he went to the farthest right, so he came out the pipe to the farthest right.
Nice, 78's a really good time for this sunken ghost shit. Alright, so I'm gonna do 3-3. 3-4 is a really slow level. Now if I lost Baby Yoshi or lost my acorn, then I would have gotten a penguin suit from in 3-3. But since I kept both objects, then I can just do this level as Nabbit.
Also, there's a hidden Luigi. It's safer to go, yeah, like what he did, where he took it slow and didn't go to the thing, because eventually the thing catches up to you and you fall down for a little bit. And that was off to the stage. And now we're like almost there to the end of the level.
Yeah, and you get a penguin suit from the red coins in this level. There's a penguin suit right in the beginning of 3-4 if you're gonna do that instead, but it's a slower level.
Oh, and I guess one more other thing to note: Nabbit can't grab power-ups. So
yes.
If you were to get the acorn, it would just turn in. If you were to get the power-up, it would just turn into points. Because I guess that's what Nabbit's about, anyways.
You actually,
it's kind of like a band-aid.
You get 1-ups for every power-up you get with Nabbit at the end of the level, which of course makes the animation, end of the level animation slower.
It like shows you all the power-ups that you collected throughout the level.
Yeah, and this is the last level where I need
sense.
Baby Yoshi, so I'm gonna lose him here.
Because carrying him into the boss fight doesn't really matter, and especially don't want to grab him in the boss level. Because
now, if I had a penguin suit if I got the penguin suits in 3-3 and kept it for this level, then it would save time in this castle. But since I don't have a penguin suit, I'm gonna do this level as Nabbit. It actually doesn't matter which one you use.
unless you are prone to getting hit in this level specifically, but you shouldn't have a problem with that. All right. Okay.
Yeah, here's the reason why the penguin suit would save time. This water section only.
And here's where, yeah. There's a few things you can do in this level. Pretty much just going through this level normally, like swimming. But as you can definitely tell, having the Baby Yoshi, or I guess penguin suit, because penguin suit swims just about as fast as he does, or at least faster than normal. Swimming is really slow without the Baby Yoshi, so it's good that he had that.
You can't carry Baby Yoshi through castles, which is why I ditched Baby Yoshi in the last level.
And then here is the Larry, right?
Yes, Larry.
Yeah. And he's just the same as everyone else, because all you do is jump on him once. Pretty much one of the most original characters, I guess, in castles is probably Icky, because, well, I guess you'll see in his boss fight.
This boss fight can be a little tricky to learn at first, but once you know like where he's gonna come out at, it's actually pretty easy.
Because if you notice, the water is kind of like slowing him down, so it changes its position normally. So you're gonna have to know where he lands. So you just pretty much just have to. It's trial and error, pretty much. You just have to keep playing, and you'll figure out his cycle, and then you can kill him. And that was a pretty optimal castle.
Yeah.
And that was actually a pretty good world, wasn't it?
I didn't have an optimal.
Oh, you messed up in like the first stage, I think.
Yeah. 3-2 and 3-1 didn't go well, but it's fine. All right, so this is the reason why we got the secret exit in 2-4. Coming up is an airship, and the airship We don't like the airship, so we find a way around the airship. Basically, the airship is an auto-scroller, and in addition to that is a really painful boss fight, and then a really long cutscene in the beginning and at the end of the level.
It's overall just a bad time.
Yeah.
So we skipped it. And this secret exit that you enter from completing this stage, it just, or you don't enter it, I guess, but it's a path and it leads to 5-1 instead of 5-airship.
Yeah, and this is still faster. Oh no.
It's still faster by a lot too, because the auto-scroller is like really slow. And then, alright.
Yeah, I messed that up a little bit.
Okay.
Yeah, otherwise I would have gotten 81.
Still good as long as it wasn't a 77, because right now we don't really need 8 points actually. We're doing pretty good on 8 points.
So
We haven't
far,
lost
yeah.
it yet. Hopefully I didn't speak too soon, but I'm pretty sure we're doing pretty good right now. Because we've done half the run already, since there's only 8 worlds pretty much.
Yeah, even with this like long cutscene right here, it still saves time over the airship.
Especially since the boss fight's really hard because you have to swim around in a tank, and the torpedoes that Bowser Jr. fires at you, you have to move around and make sure that they hit him, and it's pretty difficult. And the boss takes forever, and it's the first Bowser Jr. boss though. But if you want Bowser Jr., don't worry, we have him after World 7. So
this is World 5. World 5 and onward is where the All Castles run starts to get interesting as far as routing. Casually, World 5 is my least favorite world.
Especially with the tower, for me. I scoot over a lot.
Yeah.
But this is a Nabbit stage because you run into the piranha plants. This is actually the same in any percent normal, because just like normal mode, it's much easier to run through the things and to not, and just slow it down and use Luigi. Alright, I was good. 78 was a really good time.
Yeah.
That was pretty optimal. Here's where it gets kind of interesting. It's another split path, but he's going to choose the left path, right?
Yes, 5-2.
He's choosing the left path, and that's because... And I guess we'll see in a second. This level, actually, I think it's actually longer than the other one, because in any percent you choose the other path instead, because it's faster to get to the tower, and the tower has a secret exit, or the thing after the tower has a secret exit. But if you ground pound that coin block, a thing falls out of the sky, and you can go into the secret pipe, and you can just blast yourself through it, and you end up getting up here for some reason, and this is a secret exit. And if you're wondering what a secret exit leads to, obviously it shouldn't lead to World 6 because... Oh, hidden Luigi. It shouldn't lead to World 6 because you still have to do the World 5 castle, otherwise it wouldn't be all castles. So instead, it actually skips Boom Boom, and it goes around, and it ends up going around a ghost, little ghost thing in the forest.
It skips
and
a bunch
it has
of
like a little
levels.
blues and stuff like that.
Gloomy section you don't have to do.
And it saves quite a bit of time.
Yeah.
Especially in All Castles Run, where it's either that or going through the Boom Boom and all that stuff.
The way I got the secret exit, there's a much faster way of going about where you can just ground pound without having to do an extra jump, but that's really risky. There's a faster way of going about with this level where you can get a 78, but it's really hard to do, and you get a really bad cycle at the end, and and if you get screwed over by that cycle, you don't save at any time. Swinging ropes in general in this game are really bad, in my opinion. I don't like them. To get the most momentum out of the chains, you have to like swing from the very bottom of them, and in this level it's risky because you can hit the lava and die. And this is the only reason why we use Neb in this level.
Okay, I'm back. Sorry. I had to go for a second.
Okay.
Oh yeah, Iggy
So,
fight.
Iggy Koopa can be a troll.
He goes through pipes instead of like running around. Well, I guess he runs around too, but he goes through pipes instead of spinning around.
Oh my gosh.
Oh no. That's one of the things that Iggy does. If you don't hit him, then he... if you don't hit him, then he...
Magmar.
Yeah. And that was a bit of time. He's not jumping down. Okay. So definitely you don't want to miss him. It's really hard to track him, actually. But... yeah.
Yeah, that wasn't a very good fight. So I guess that's the only... I guess that's the first fight where it didn't actually go well.
And that's to be understood because... or that's understandable because the fight is pretty difficult with the weird movement that Iggy does.
Yeah, Iggy can either, like, after the fourth pipe, he can come out of his shell, like, right away, or really late, which he came out really late, so I wasn't... And so... It screwed up my timing. And that's not what you want to do. Because not only does it lose time, but it's just really hard to react to it.
Alright, now the rabbit hole because these weird little things, if you run into them, they also hurt you. They're kind of like boos, but on conveyor belts instead.
Oh. World 6 is the hardest world to speedrun in this category, in my opinion. There's a lot of really difficult. Well, there's a lot of levels have a really precise movement to get the best times out of them. That wall jump saves a little bit of time. At least like a couple frames, because you build up speed faster like that. When you have an acorn suit and you latch onto a wall, you can actually like stick onto two walls with an acorn suit. So it makes wall jumping really easy with the squirrel suit. This fortress is actually really painful. Oh man, I got it. That's a lot harder than that looked. Those were actually 2 hidden blocks. I went through one of them, and that saves a little bit of time. Otherwise, you have to wait for the spike things to like break a path for you to go through.
Okay.
Oh no, I missed him. Okay, that's fine.
Okay. I'm back.
The timing with Boom Boom when he has wings is, well, he gets up later than usual. Okay, that's not... Oh, okay, that's my first acorn loss. So this is the reason why, this is the reason why having an acorn, or well, this is the reason why skipping over the overworld acorns is not recommended. Because it's a longer category, you have more of a risk to lose your power up. And so now I have to lose 3 seconds to equip one right now. There's an acorn this level, but it's way out of the way to get. And it's not worth it. So I'm actually gonna get the secret exit here in this level. Okay. Alright, the fortress is ridiculously painful to do optimally. And I've practiced really hard for this fortress. So we'll see what happens. Oh, this does not look... Oh, that does not look good. Shoot. I might have actually messed up. Oh, we're still good. Alright. Yeah, if you mess up any part of the fortress, you will get screwed over really bad, but thankfully I didn't get screwed over too badly. Alright, so this is a Sumer Bro. A giant Sumer Bro. He has a really weird hitbox, but he's easier to hit when you're small, or the acorn suits. As you can see, I'm clipping through his hitbox right now with the squirrel suits. There we go, that's actually a pretty good fight. Aside from the tower, and the poor 6-3 and 6 fort, or the 6 Sumo fort, that was actually pretty good. Alright, so the reason why the routing is like this for World 6 is to get to the back door, and back door is the back entrance for this castle is faster to go through than the normal path, the front door. It's like a Super Mario World, the back door Bowser's Castle is faster than the front door. And you can see how fast that is. This is also where you get the 3rd star coin if you're doing the 100%. So essentially you have to do this castle twice. And I don't know where Supernova went. But if he's gone, then I guess I'm on my own, which is bad. Okay, that was World 6. Alright, coming up is World 7, and World 7 has really tight, well, a lot of levels in World 7 has really tight movement to make a lot of cycles. The first level in particular is Oh man. I guess we'll see what happens. There's a 2-frame jump at the end of 7-1. And if I don't get it, then I die. I got it. That's really difficult to get. Once again, that is a 2-frame jump to make that. Otherwise, either you run to the fuzzy, like you get otherwise you would either make the jump and run and get hit by the fuzzy anyway, or you just run straight into the fuzzy and have your inputs get dropped. Because it's really easy to drop inputs when you're on ice. Alright, this is the hardest level of the speedrun. It is so difficult that I tried to look up the best strategies, but man, this level, it's something. We did it! Alright! Alright, coming up is the fortress, and not only this fortress is difficult, but the boss fight is RNG. These fire bros can be painful. Oh no! Oh man, that was close. You don't want to lose your acorn here, otherwise then the fight's really painful. Oh, you're back, Sprino? Okay. I don't know if you're muted in the voice call, but I'm sure somebody in the voice call can unmute you. Are you back?
Oh, okay.
Okay.
I had to go for a second.
Alright, anyway, this fight's RNG.
Okay.
This is not looking good so far.
Oh, like hammock fight.
Oh. No! Dang it. Oh. That was a bad spawn. So now I have to do the rest of the fight normally, which as you can see is really slow.
Yeah, especially because normally you could probably spin jump and then you just land on his head, but without the power up. Was that like the first time you used the lost the power?
No, I lost one in 6-3.
Oh, okay. They still have backup acorns on. Alright, that was pretty lucky there. Alright, that was really good. Besides the power up part. That was a good recovery.
I actually don't know if I'm on PB pace now.
Yeah, because it's kind of been going all over the place. We've been doing really good, and then having a little bit of...
I didn't have a good World 6, but
Also, it's easier to... I don't know if you explained this. It's easier to cancel this than save, because there's a new text box that comes up after you hit save. And it says OK or whatever. So you have to choose things to come on. And this level is super easy, because all you do is find the secret exit, and you just go down there.
Technically, it's faster to do this level with Neve because you get an 88 as the fastest time, but I haven't. The strat for it's kind of hard, and so I prefer doing it this way. So I lose that one.
It's a lot. It's like different positioning, basically. to get down there. And then getting 88 with Luigi is obviously a bad idea because it gives you I think it's a star actually, right?
I don't remember what it is. I remember getting it before.
Well, you get a power up basically, and you get fireworks, so that's bad. So you have to wait that one out. That's one of these levels where you have to wait out. And here's 7 castle.
You have these moving blocks, and it doesn't really matter how fast you go because you have to wait for this thing to go past you anyway.
Yeah, you can't go past them, so you have to wait for them to go backwards. But you can follow them on the way there, which is fine. And then here's a really scary trick.
Yeah, that's precise.
That was really precise. It's for the most optimal castle. You have to sit down there because that's the closest you can go without getting pushed back or like hit by the square block that goes. That also counts as a hidden Luigi on the wall. For anyone always wondering. That's the closest you can get, but the problem is there's a guy right there, and you think why not just use Nabbit? It wouldn't be that much of a problem if you use Nabbit. The only problem with that is this boss fight, as you're about to see, you have to do the acorn jump before you hit him again for the 3 cycle. Or for the 3 hits.
There's actually a faster way around the last part of the castle, but it requires like a really precise like wall. You have to hang onto the wall at a really precise spots, and even so, like even getting out of it is you have a high chance of getting hit by the fire bars.
But that was really good. That was a good castle.
Yeah. So aside from
and
the
here comes our
fortress,
only Bowser Jr. fight.
I guess the fortress was the only part of World 7, but now we're moving on to the airship, which is the second airship of the game, and there's actually a really pretty difficult auto-scroller skip in the first section.
But the reason why it's a skip and it's auto-scroller is because the auto-scroller isn't like an actual side-scrolling auto-scroller. The auto-scroller is a cloud that you sit on that you just sit there forever, and you have to wait for Bowser to hit you and stuff like that. And he comes from above and tries to punch you, but you can still fly above and farther away from the cloud, and you use that to your advantage by jumping on some falling bombs, and it's kind of hard. Luckily they're not too bad, and you can also jump on coins, which is kind of weird. You can jump on coins with parachutes on them, and that was really optimal. 89 is a really good time to get into the pipe.
I use a consistent setup that makes me get it almost every time.
And then here's upcoming right now is a boss fight for Bowser Jr.
The times that I miss it, either I've dropped inputs or I get really nervous because usually when I'm at this point of the run, I'm usually on a good run, and that's when I get pressured.
And Bowser Jr. does not help because he's like he's kind of random with his hitbox. You have to kind of get lucky. He's really awful. He's one of the most like awful boss fights in this game. He's like kind of up there with Iggy, and I guess the final boss. Oh, he just barely missed it.
I was distracted.
At least you got him.
Yeah. Bowser Jr. actually has a really bad hitbox.
It's pretty inconsistent.
Yeah.
And you don't know if you're gonna hit him or not most of the time, but usually you can hit him. It shouldn't be that much of a run killer unless you fall off, which would be especially bad because it needs your acorn power too, especially unless you have a bacon. And here's a cutscene.
This cutscene's a minute long.
I don't know why he even thought of doing that. I don't know what he's thinking, but whatever. He's not very smart, I guess.
So World 8, they saved the best for last.
Oh yeah, this is well, there's actually a few things you can do here. There's 2 paths, but you wouldn't know that if you played the game normally, unless you know where the secret exit is. But there's a secret exit that leads you to 1 stage, and there's if you take the normal route, there's 2 stages. And I'm pretty sure in New Super Mario Bros. U, you actually take the normal stage, or the 2 normal stages because
Yes,
they are
because,
like shorter than the other one.
Yeah, because the
something
level
like
that
that.
the secret exit takes you in 8-1 is an autoscroller in Mario Bros. U, and it's a really long autoscroller. Well, 8-2 there's sort of an autoscroller, but you can actually, but there's a way to skip it in Mario U. But in this game, it's faster to do 8-4.
Mm-hmm. Especially since each level has to be a max of 100 seconds, so that gives you a time frame of why it makes sense. Because the other levels have to probably be around 60 seconds if you were to do them optimally. Like just by basic knowledge, you could probably tell it's around 60 seconds or something like that. And obviously doing one level, like the fastest, like the slowest you can have for a level in this game is like 40 seconds if you were to do it perfect. So here's Nabbit, and you use Nabbit in this stage because of Fireball RNG, or well, it's not exactly RNG because you can actually manipulate the RNG to show you where fireballs are going to land, but it's so hard, and I know I don't really understand it that well. But basically, you have to manipulate the fireballs, or at least hope for good luck with fireballs, because the fireballs have to open a hole in the level, and the hole that it opens you can jump through, and then you go to the secret pipe, and then you get to this stage up here.
Yeah, that's
which
a
leads
situation
straight to
where
the castle.
yeah, the fireball pattern that I got, I would have used Luigi, but it's not worth taking the risk.
Especially in marathons, I guess. And then here's another kind of hard level.
Also, that was the last level where you used Nabbit.
And this level is only hard because of you don't want to make any mistakes. Like if you go too fast, you'll run into a fireball. If you go too slow, you'll run into a fireball. And if you don't jump correctly, you'll run into a fireball. It's a lot of places where you can lose your power up, especially when you're jumping and you lose your acorn and you can't hover anymore. If you don't land on anything, you'll land in the lava, and the lava insta kills you. So that'll suck. Yeah. But that was really good. And now we're kind of a weird thing. In this game, there's 2 Peach's Castles. This is Peach's Castle 1, which is like the stairway to get into Peach's Castle 2, which is where the final boss is. But Peach's Castle 1 is like a weird kind of level, and it's like it's supposed to be an auto-scroller, but you can easily skip it, like the cloud power-up, or like the cloud platform. With just some precise jumps, or not so precise jumps, just some good timing.
This is elevator skip. In Mario Bros. U, there's a really difficult elevator skip, but in this game it's easier.
Especially since you're not going up. You usually in the other one you go up. Also, you did Luigi.
And in Mario Bros. U, the elevator goes up, and you have to do a lot of jumping on enemies and a bunch of really precise wall jumps and precise platforming. All that to skip right in the elevator vertically. And that's really, really hard to do. I think it's the hardest trick in the NSMB series.
And then one thing to note about conveyor belts, or whatever you want to call them, these, if an entity lands on it, the carrying capacity for that one, and I think the carrying capacity for New Super Mario U one, is only one entity. So if you have if you're on it and a bomb is on it, then it won't go up or move or anything like that. So that's why you want to skip it, especially. Also, he's manipulating Bowser, so that way he gets what he wants. Because landing on Bowser, will like normally, or like trying to do stage normally without like using Bowser, he might hit you or something like that, or cause you to lose a lot of time from cycles. So it's very optimal to just try to avoid him as much as you can and avoid as many platforms that are possible to be destroyed. Because if he lands on a bone platform, it rattles and then it falls down, and that messes up everything.
When he where he jumps is based on your movement. So the movement that I just did manipulates where he's gonna jump. Also, this boss fight is really difficult, so we'll see what happens from here.
Hopefully, he doesn't get hit by the head. Nice. Okay. Very precise jump. Just kidding. That's like super easy.
Yeah, that's yeah. The joke behind that, it's really easy. In Mario Bros. U, you have to do a spin jump, but because Luigi jumps high in this game, you don't have to do a spin jump to get over that.
And then going through the door, now I can finally get to Princess Peach. Finally. I don't know what these guys are doing here. They don't really do anything.
Oh, so for the people who are in control of the timer. Time is when is on the final hits. So
That's when you land on Bowser for the third time.
Yeah.
So as soon as I guess we'll have to explain it once
Yeah,
Bowser
we'll
fight
explain
starts.
it when.
So I don't really want to spoil it that much, but we'll just wait.
I guess I probably should have mentioned that earlier or later.
Yeah.
Oh well.
Oh well. Alright, there's Peach. Let's pretend that never happened. There's Peach over there. And we're about to get her. I think. Alright.
No.
And
Though.
nope. So what actually happened is
Okay, here we
Kim
go.
revived Bowser, and now he's this gigantic dude, and the only way to kill him is using Bowser Jr.'s car, a clown car,
I
which
did
is
that
kind of
too
funny
early.
and ironic at the same time.
That's fine.
Hopefully.
I tried to do fireball skip, which lets him shoot one fireball, but I did it too soon.
Alright,
Oh no! Okay.
Okay. You do not want to lose the clown car, so you have to kill Bowser Jr., or at least kick him out of his clown car so that way you can't go back. And you definitely don't want to get hit by Bowser in the clown car because you lose it. And keeping the clown car means you don't have to steal it from Bowser again, because you saw how long that took to get Bowser Jr. Out of the clown car. And if you keep the clown car, nothing will go wrong. You don't have to risk anything or anything like that. So as long as you can keep it, nothing will go bad. The time's coming up really quick. As soon as the clown car lands on Bowser the next time, it'll be time. So time coming.
Nice. That's time.
Now.
Alright, that was a 106.20, which is actually 5 seconds off of world record.
Yeah, that was really good.
Yeah.
So that was pretty good.
Yeah.
It was pretty optimized actually. We got a few mistakes here and there, but that was a pretty good run actually.
Yeah, I'm really
One
happy.
of six,
I'm really
hard
happy
to
with
get.
that run, with all things considered.
That was pretty perfect because 106 is the fastest minute time at least in this game that anyone's ever gotten. So that was pretty good.
Yeah. So the world record is 106.15 by me. I got that around a couple weeks ago, and I am my current goal for this category is to get a 105. Yeah. Shoutouts to Ewaller. He's put in a lot of work to this game.
He taught us a lot of stuff that we didn't really know beforehand.
Yeah, his
really helpful.
run, his 100% run inspired me to speedrun this game.
It was a really good 100% run.
Yeah.
It's like still world record, right?
Yeah, it's still world record.
He played the game. It's like pretty recently after it came out. So getting all those world records that he got was insane.
Yeah.
And he was really good at the game, and he's also good at New Super Mario with you. So he's good at the other one too. And
he's a really
he's just really
strong
good at
New Super Mario Bros. Series runner.
And he's really good at speedrunning it.
Yeah, but I don't think he runs the New Super Mario Bros. Series anymore. But definitely shoutouts to him. He's put in a lot of effort.
Yeah, he's discovered a lot of things about this game and other games too. New Super Mario Bros.
All right. So coming up next is New Super Mario Bros. Wii by Kylovic. So definitely stay tuned for that. It's gonna be a really good speed run. All right. Well, thanks for having us. Thank you, Supernova, for commentating. And
Thank you for playing.
yeah.
Thank you, Ezzy, for
Yep, thank you guys.
organizing the event.
We're gonna switch over to collab.